Welcome everyone to the BCMA podcast show. I'm your host Jacob, and you know what we're all about. We bring you the latest and greatest with the newest music, the best artists, up and coming independent country artists. And we have a special guest with us today. He's been on the show before, but he's back. And that's Mr. Caden Gillard. How's it going, man?
Oh, not a whole lot, man. We making it over here.
Yeah, man, you are making it. I mean, last time we talked and you were on the show, we were talking about Gold Buckle Dreams that, you know, was doing very well, still did well. And you kind of told everybody your story and your background, man. But since then, brother, you've been pumping out some music, and you got a lot of good stuff in the works. And I really wanted to talk about the new song, but I also wanted to talk about the less new song, because you put two new ones out. Because right now you have one on our BCMA Top 40 at number 25, and that one's Shooting for the Moon. So tell us a little bit about that. I know about the background of it, man, but explain to the listeners, I guess you can say, about that song.
Yeah, man. So that song is just always, no matter how or where I put it out, it just has always done well. Which is so funny because, like that's a song that I actually kind of wrote as a joke. We were just fooling around, and I was spitting out some words and ended up writing the song. And dude, people just liked it, and so they asked me to play it, and it was light and fun, and I played it, and man, it's just every time a video's posted or something, man, it's successful. And I put a lot of heart and soul in a lot of these other songs that aren't quite as successful, but it just is what it is. I guess I can't hate the fact that it's successful, and I'm very thankful because it's helped me gather a following that I might have not had otherwise. And so I owe a lot of not a lot of success, but I owe a lot of
gratitude.
Yeah, I'm very thankful for the song.
Yeah,
I owe a lot to that song.
And the awesome thing about the song and the cool kind of backstory is, of course, if the listeners don't know you and haven't heard any of your songs, you sing about rodeo and you sing about cowboy. I mean, you are a cowboy, second generation cowboy. You used to ride. Your dad rode bulls. You rode bulls. So, I didn't know this, but my girlfriend is from Montana, and Montana's a cowboy state, a lot of rodeoing. And I was listening to one of your songs, the newer one, and she's like, "Is that Caden Gillard?" Like, yeah, I listen to him on YouTube. So I was pretty amazed at the following you have from YouTube of the rodeo scene and all those guys and girls out there rodeoing that connect with it. So I kind of want to say that might be somewhat of the relation of how, because I'm just looking at Gold Buckle Dreams. Okay, you put that out on Spotify and everything August 10th last year. You breaking on 40,000 streams. Shooting for the Moon, which is at number 25, as I mentioned on the BCMA chart, you put that out May 17th, okay? And you got 32,502 streams already, and you're at number 79 on the Texas country music charts. Like, that song hasn't even been out for 2 months on Spotify and is already almost at what Gold Buckle Dreams has done on streams. Yeah. So that's pretty awesome, man.
I'm actually 79 on the Texas charts with my other single, Born a Good Time.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Like I said, that was a misspoke for me. I apologize. It is. You are number 70. You are number 79 on that. But the streams on Spotify would blows my mind, man, because that's a lot for a short time.
Yeah, so it's super funny because like Gold Buckle Dreams, we really put a lot of we advertised for it. We put sponsored ads and stuff like that, and really advertised for it, and it did really well coming out of the gate. It didn't really hit a Spotify algorithm or anything like that. Those are like super hard to hit, the algorithm for Spotify.
Yeah.
And so we didn't. I knew, like, because I just told you, I had already known that no matter what we did for Shooting for the Moon, it's just going to do what it does. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, you just kind of.
We didn't spend any money on ads or nothing. Like it was almost a surprise. We started advertising a week in advance that it was dropping that Friday.
Yeah, I remember that. that.
So we dropped it, right? And it just, I mean, we had a couple hundred streams in a few days, which I kind of expected. Then it's like I woke up and there was like 2,000 streams. I'm like, what happened? And I'll look, you know, and I have the Spotify Artists app.
Yeah.
It tells you like how many streams,
where the
streams come from, our profile catalog, other listeners' playlist, and the Spotify algorithm. And dude, it hit the algorithm, and I mean, was getting like over 2,000 streams a day, and it started just slowing down here just recently, and then it picked back up, and it's just, I mean, it's doing what it does, man. It's just one of those songs, you know.
Yeah.
I like it.
And when you can also, if you go on our website to listeners right now, BayouCountryMusicAssociation.com, on our homepage, we have a little video section where I upload different videos, artist videos, and we have Caden's acoustic version of that song that he put on. You are sponsored with Cowboy Fresh, and they kind of put that on, and you just in like a rodeo arena barnyard, man, just sitting there and jamming. And that's the version I knew, and the studio version is a little bit more, you know, got more, not acoustic, but both great.
Riding bulls, you want stuff that's gonna get your blood pumping, man. I like that rock edge, and so that's what the studio version is. It's that rock edge that you just listen to and you're like getting pumped up, ready to ride, you know.
Yeah.
So that's really what we were shooting for, and you know, I've had some negative comments, which is to be expected whenever you have a song that's already popular and you come out with a different version. People are so used to that original version that it's hard to, you know, get out of that. I understand and I respect all those opinions, you know, and that version's still available on YouTube. It's not like we took it down or anything like that. And and so a lot of people like the new version. A lot of people like the old version. Some people like both. You know, it just we're very thankful for all of our fans and all of our support wherever we get it. You know.
Well, we made it easy for your fans for both versions. If they want to hear the YouTube version, all they have to do is go to our homepage and click on the video. If they want to hear the new version, they'll have to click on the BCMA Spotify playlist, which is right on the next link. You can hear both of them right there in one swoop. So either way. So yeah, man, that's just, we'll wrap up on that because, man, you really are here to talk about the new song you just put out. And man, I just was wanting to relate on the major success of what Shooting for the Moon has done. Now, the one you just dropped, June 21st, Born a Good Time. Did a little promoting on this, up in your face kind of good time song. Explain a little bit about how long you've had that song in your pocket to put out.
So, I don't know, man. Maybe 6 months to a year. I don't really keep track. I write songs so much, I don't really keep track of when I wrote them, you know. But man, Born a Good Time is it's your kind of stereotypical two-step type of Texas country song, man. Just something, get your feet moving, grab your girl, make your way to the dance floor type song. And me personally, I love to two-step. So if it's a song that I can get boogie down, get jiggy with it, I'm down. And yeah, man, I really enjoy this song, and our guitar licks are still a little bit southern rocky, but this is one of our most twangy songs. The songs that'll be coming out on the album have a little bit more of a rock edge, type Whiskey Myers.
Yeah. I tell you what, man, you have a talent for describing your songs and how they sound. I'll give you that. But I tell you what, we can let the people listen for it themselves right here. We have the song, we're going to play it and let them two-step to it. So I'm gonna let you introduce it. We're gonna play it for everybody, and we'll come back talk more about some of the other music you got coming up, man.
Yeah, sounds good. This song right here is called "Born a Good Time" by the Caden Gillard Band, and we hope y'all enjoy it.
Just give me the word and I'll walk away. But before I go, can I just say, they're playing Neon Moon and don't even lie. That's your favorite tune and honey, I'm your guy. Before we're through, baby, I'll show you I was born a good time. The song was done and we parted ways. Didn't say a word, but it was written all on your face. I could see it in your eyes that it came to your surprise. You found out I was born a good time. Come on. I don't need no whiskey, no beer or wine, 'cause baby, I was born a good time.
And that's the newest one from the Caden Gillard Band, Born a Good Time. That's a jam right there, man. I really like that. And it's doing well. Like I mentioned earlier, I tongue-tied myself with the other song. You got so many dang songs taking off right now. It's at number 79 on the Texas Country Music Charts, which is awesome, man.
Yeah.
And also got number 5 last week on the new Louisiana Country Music Chart. So that's awesome.
Yes. Yeah, man. It's we're super blessed with the way that it's doing. We're still working on getting the Spotify streams up, so if y'all like that song, y'all go on my profile and click on that. We've got other music for you to listen to as well, and we're going to keep pumping them out. Like I said earlier, we plan on putting an album out by the end of the year. We're currently en route to drop it sometime in the beginning of November. So it just really depends on if we're able to get the last song mixed and mastered in time. to start promoting that and really getting it going.
Well, man, I personally can't wait, because you, sir, have a slew of great songs in your pocket right now. And, you know, I went watch a little acoustic thing of you the other night, and you kind of played a few of the new ones. And, man, we kind of talked about it, and I was like, man, you have so many great, I mean, I'm talking 4, 5, 6 he played back to back that was like, man, this is awesome. And he said, man, the world's not ready for this album we about to drop. So I can't wait, man. I mean, you got some more rodeo type hype music, man, with that one, Finals is Where It's At. You got some love songs that you wrote with your your wife,
I love
you know.
The love songs, man.
Yeah.
I love the love songs.
Man.
It'll be an 11-song album, and Shooting for the Moon will be the 11th. It'll kind of be a bonus track on that album. And then Born a Good Time will also be on it, and then we'll have, 9 more songs that nobody's heard.
Now, you can check out...
people that come to the show.
Yeah, you can hear all this if you go to his shows and whatnot. And I actually put up a video on our Facebook page of a snippet of you singing the song Finals is Where It's At, Dude. So you can check that out. Exclusive Caden Gillard unreleased stuff there. And man, it's I didn't want to put all your things out there, but man, you have some great ones. I have to ask, what was going into the handful of basket of great songs you have already? What made you decide you wanted to go with Born a Good Time to lead it off? You know.
So Born a Good Time. We were kind of sitting and talking about what we thought would do good on the Texas radio charts, and you know, I'm a huge Cody Johnson fan, and Dancer Home is really kind of what kicked him off as far as his popularity, and it's one of those two-stepping songs, and you know that type of song does really well in Texas, and it's a happy song, and it's the summertime, and so we figured it would do well, man, and it hasn't disappointed us. That I wanted to release a ballad, but I've always been told don't release a ballad as your first single.
No, and I think it was a good choice, man, especially with the timing. I mean, like you mentioned, it is summertime. A lot of people are releasing, summertime jams, and it is a summertime jam. I was just questioning because you got some other jams too that on there that you have in your pocket, and I just was wondering the story behind it. And I mean, obviously, it's paying off dividends to be already. Man, you moved up like 30-something spots in a week on the Texas country chart. It's crazy.
Yeah, man. So kind of the story behind that though is there's so many songs flooding the radio and Spotify and iTunes and everything else about having a drink to have a good time, and all that good stuff. And man, I don't have a problem with that, but I'm not a huge drinker. I don't have to drink in order to have a good time, and so that kind of birthed the idea of Born a Good Time, because it says I don't need no whiskey, beer, or wine. I was born a good time. So that's kind of where that came from. And so man, it's just a fun, light, happy song. And we just, like I said, I felt like it would do really well for us. And then come fall, we plan on releasing a ballad. It's called Come Home. It's one that I wrote for my wife, and at my shows I dedicate that to the military men and women that fight for our country, and I tell them how we appreciate them, and it's not only dedicated to them, but it's dedicated to their family members that wait for them to come home. So it's a very relatable song because I don't really specify why I'm gone. So man, like last night, a guy came up to me and he gave me a tip, and he said, "Man, I really relate to that song." And I asked him, "Do you mind if I ask, what you do?" He said, "I'm a pipeliner."
I remember that. I remember that.
Yeah. So, man, it's really for anyone who travels, whether it's for your job or whether you're rodeoing, riding bulls, or
singing,
singing, whatever it is. That's something anyone can relate to, no matter how long you've been gone. If you have a loving spouse that's waiting for you to come home, you can relate.
Yeah, that definitely is awesome, and I do remember that the guy coming up after you sang the song, and I heard him say that. And man, you got some great music that's going to be on this record.
Thank you. I really pride myself on writing. I feel like I'm a much better songwriter than I am anything else.
I have to agree with you, man, because I'm a lyric nerd myself, and just your writing and how you go about it, just how you mentioned about behind the writing of Born a Good Time. You're a ex-rodeo cowboy, and most of the time people look at those guys as roughhousing bar honky tonks. But you come from a very, very solid Christian family, and very, and nothing wrong with that. That's awesome. And have, great parents, a great family, just good morals. And the way you can take all those cowboy things and rodeo things and country things and turn them into writing a song that literally people don't even know unless they sit and listen and say, wow, he didn't even talk about drinking or partying. So that's awesome. I really do love that.
I try to spread a positive message, man. I kind of break the stereotype, because, like I said, there's so many songs about drinking and stuff that if I were to just add to that, it would just, get lost in the shuffle. Why not write something different?
I tell you what. The one that you showed me a little piece of last night, was it Red Dirt Rock and Roll?
Yeah.
That is going to be a jam. That there is going to be a jam.
Dude, that's a banger, man. I can't wait. We hadn't even built that song. I just wrote it, and I was like, I wrote it, and I just knew right off the bat. I was like, all right, this is the title of the album, and that's gonna be the freaking album song right there.
Oh yeah.
It describes who we are.
Oh yeah. I would say it's if Shooting for the Moon and Born a Good Time had a kid, and that kid was on steroids for about 3 years, it might be able to live up to what this song can be, because I really do think like that this is going to be a banger.
Oh, absolutely, man.
And not only the bangers, man, you have a talent of writing bangers plus ballads, man. You mentioned the one that you talked about, you just wrote about your wife and come home. But there's also the other one, man, that I did video, but I didn't post it. It was, is it Take a Back Road or something about down a...
Some Back Road, yeah.
Some Back Dude,
Road.
That is a beautiful song.
Thank you.
And that's good, definitely going to be another. I could see that being a radio banger, man.
Yeah, so that's the single we're gonna release after Come Home.
Awesome.
We're gonna release that Some Back Road with the album release. So that'll be our radio single with the album release, and that'll be the third one from the album that we drop.
Well, man, whenever you told me, that you had a bunch of stuff working on all this stuff, man, and I seen it firsthand. And if you don't know it, go watch a show of his, man. Go watch a Caden Gillard Band show, and you can hear all this great music until it gets put out. But dude, you have a knack and a talent for it, brother. That you're surpassing what I guess most people would go Buckle Dreams. They just kind of put you in the category all those cowboy type music, whatever. But dude, you have blown me away personally, and just
thank you.
I think that's a testament to just the person you are, brother, and the hard work you put into it. And I'm glad to see the success happen for you, man.
Thank you.
Now, I know you're a new months old now, but you're a father now too. How's family life? Has that changed your writing and your outlook on things at all in that sense, being a new dad and having a little family of your own?
Man, honestly, it hasn't really changed my writing so much, but the outlook that I have on life is totally different. you know, I strive to be a better person and a better husband and a better father every single day that I wake up, man. Him and my wife really drives me to do better and continue to work hard to create a better life for them, man. They're my world. They are my world, man.
And what's your son's name?
His name is Jax.
Jax. Now, that right there, 20 years from now, do we see Jax winning the PBR world title or playing on the Grand Ole Opry? Which route would you rather him take?
Honestly, man, I want him to do whatever his heart desires. You know, I've always had very supportive parents that have pushed me to do whatever I want. Whatever I put my mind to, I can achieve. And I just want to instill that in him as well. You know, whether he wants to throw a baseball or, you know, football or whatever, man. I mean, it's up to him. And I'm fully supportive of that. If he wants nothing to do with music, that's fine. If he wants to sing and play guitar, but he doesn't want to do it as a career, that's fine. You know, if he wants to ride bulls, cool. I'll help him. I'll help him practice and do whatever he needs to do in order to achieve his goals.
That's straight out of a Hallmark card moment right there. Father of the Year from young Caden Gillard. Man, that's I can't even come back with that with a funny gesture. I just got to respect you as a man.
Thank you very much.
Well, let's talk about working hard and busting out on these shows and getting out there for your your fan base and playing live. Yeah. I know, I went watch you do a little acoustic gig, and you mentioned how much you like the acoustics, but you really love playing the full bands because it's a totally different atmosphere. Of course, you have better music and stuff, but you got some shows coming up, man. I mean, a big one, July 26th. You got the Marshland Festival in Lake Charles.
Yes,
that's pretty big time.
Yeah, man. We kick off the show. I want to say 6:30 or 7. I'd have to double check that. But we kick off the show Saturday night or Friday night. I don't know, man. Well, we're playing with Keith Strings.
I think it's Friday. I think it's Friday night.
On Friday night, all right, cool. So we're gonna play first, and then it's Casey Pivito. I want to say Greg Blanchard, and then Keith Frank is gonna close out the night for us.
That's a lineup right there, and I mean that's, of course, Casey Pivito, another one, another Louisiana guy, Redborn artist that that from the Sulphur area that's hitting off the Texas charts as well. So you guys are right down there in Lake Charles making your own little Texas scene right there.
Yeah, man, we right here by the Texas border, I guess.
yeah. But, yeah, man, that's going to be a good one. And then I seen later on in the summer, in August, you're going to be in Texas, of all places, at the Labor Day ride with Glenn Templeton.
Yep. In
Burkeville, Texas. That's got to be a good time, man. Glenn's a great guy and an amazing artist.
Yeah. Yeah, man, that's going to be a fun show as well. I'm really excited. We've played there before, man, and we had a great welcoming. They just embraced us whenever we played there. That was until so I opened up for Cody Johnson by myself, and that was an amazing show. And then as far as the band goes, Burkeville was the most awesome show that we had ever had until Co Wetzel. So when we opened for Co the other weekend, man, that was just wow.
Man, you've opened for some big names, man. I forget to mention that as well, but you've opened for some big time artists, man. That's Kojo and Co. That's two of the biggest Texas. Well, now Kojo's big in Nashville as well, much deserved, but that's big time, man.
He started out in Texas, though, so
of course.
I still consider him red dirt.
Oh.
He's just more on a national level, I think.
I totally agree. I'm 100% Kojo fan, and I there's not an episode of this podcast I don't think that his name doesn't get mentioned. I'll be honest, because I'm always putting him out there as an example of
I respect him.
Of what it is to be a hard.
Big time.
Oh yeah. And Cole has such a following. He just dropped a new album that had been much anticipated. You know.
Oh yeah.
So
and it was a surprise. Whenever we got done at the show, me and my guitarist went on the bus with him after the show, and we were talking to his guitar player Otis, and he went to college for marketing, and he was like, man, Ko goes against all the rules of marketing, and it just works.
He's that guy.
He's like. He said Austin, we dropped Austin right before Christmas. That's like one of the biggest no-nos, and it sailed to number 1. He said, and then, you know, we got this album coming out that's a complete surprise that nobody knows about, and we're just going to drop it. And he said, chances are it's going to do well. He said that's just the way that it works.
That's cool. I think it works so well because nobody does that. It goes against
rule breaking, man.
Yeah, he's that rule breaking, nonchalant, just kind of guy that's in the scene of the Texas scene. That he's got a following that's unreal, man.
Dude, very, very, very big following.
And that's awesome. We're gonna try and get him on the podcast here because he's coming to Louisiana here in August. From my buddy Hunter that puts on Bulls, Bands, and Barrels. He's going to be coming up.
Price, huh?
Yep, Hunter Price. Shout out to them. He's going to be coming, and him and Geith Rigdon, another native around your area, is going to be playing there. So we're going to be doing a spot with him about that and promoting pretty soon. And but that is something to put off and mark off on your achievements, man, because you've had the opening and playing alongside some great artists, you know, great independent artists, should I say, that are just really the ones up there, man.
Yes, sir.
And who knows, next year, you know, they're gonna have young guys on here that I'm gonna be interviewing. That's gonna be opening for Caden Gillard, and it's gonna be the same thing, man. The sky's the limit for you, brother.
That's it, man. We're working on it.
Well, I did want to mention about the shows, how I found out. Obviously, everybody can go follow on your social medias and Facebook and Instagrams, and but if you go to CadenGillardBand.com, you can see all the dates. You can get some merch, buy some merchandise. You can check out all that. You can see all the band members and stuff. That's pretty much the best way, I would say, to find out all the information and everything.
Yeah, man, we should have all of our tour dates on there.
Yes, sir. You sure? That's where I did my research on, man. And it just some artists like to run their own kind of. Like I look at Dustin Saunier, he is such a he's the best self promoter of shows that I've ever seen in my life, because he plays a different spot every night, and he doesn't have it wrote down anywhere, but he has a post on it every social media every day of everything, and he tends to like to use social media. And then I know a lot of other artists that don't really deal as much as that, they have it on the website. And I like the idea of the website, because it gives you a one-stop place where you can connect, whether you want merchandise, check out the music, learn about the person, click on the links to their social medias. It just gets, it seems to be easier these days than, because I know a lot of people don't have time to be social media nonstop. Just what I do at BCMA, it takes everything I have, man, with the social media. So a lot of those higher up guys and girls that are in the industry have people for that, you know.
Right. And man, I handle all my social media stuff right now, and I post every show that we have. I post on social media, all social media outlets. So I'm kind of in the same boat as Dustin. It just may not be as successful right now, but we're working on it. Man.
Man, I wouldn't say about the successful part of it. You're a damn good musician and performer, you know, in the likes of with Dustin. He just takes it to another level of his self-promotion. And nothing wrong with that. Nothing wrong with that. But yeah, you, sir, I can't wait for this album to come out. I can't wait for the world to hear it and see. You know, I have a feeling. You know, I talk to a lot of up and coming artists and a lot of guys that you can tell, and I have a feeling, and I'm going to say it now, that this year is going to be the year that changes everything for you.
Yeah.
I have a feeling next year this time it's going to be completely just 100%. Complete.
Full force.
Oh yes, especially with the release of the album.
That's the plan, man. My plan is to do music full time by the end of this year. Whether that happens or not, you know, I'm gonna try my absolute hardest. But if I'm not full time by the end of this year, that's okay. You know, I'm not done, but at least we'll be on the right track to do it next year. You know what I'm saying? Early next year or whenever, because once the album drops, people will really have a chance to go in and kind of study what I'm about and have some music to gnaw on, to really dig in and see who we are as a band, you know.
Yeah, definitely. They will know who the band is and what you're all about, especially with the album being a full-length album, 11 songs. That's something that's so rare these days. It seems like everybody puts out 4 or 5 song EPs at a time.
It's all EPs, but if you notice, man, the guys that really skyrocket, they put out albums.
Oh yeah.
For instance, Co Wetzel.
Yep, Co Wetzel.
Noise Complaint.
Yep.
And boom, he's on the scene. Parker McCollum put out Limestone Kid. Boom, he's on the scene. Mason Lively put out what is it, Heavy Toll or so,
yeah.
I don't remember the name of his album, but he put that out. Now all of a sudden he's opening for John Wolfe and Parker McCollum and Co Wetzel and Cody Johnson and Josh Ward, and you know, the list goes on.
Yep.
Those guys have kind of burst onto the scene with their albums, and so I feel like that's kind of the direction we're going towards. Because what happens is you may not gain a following as fast or something like that, but the following that you gain are loyal.
Yep.
And that's what we want, is loyal fans, people that are going to come to the shows and have a good time with us.
Yeah,
that's what we're shooting for, you know.
Shooting for the moon, man. But you are in that same path, and I agree. And another one that we mentioned, Dustin, earlier. He just put out his first album
Stones
fully,
to Jones, man.
And that thing went to, I want to say, top 5 on iTunes the first night as an independent artist. That's crazy talk.
Yeah, man, and that's awesome. I'm super stoked for him, man. I think that's honestly going to really catapult his career.
Another one.
We're actually recording at Raytone Records, where he recorded his album.
Yep.
So man, I really do. I think we're on the right path.
Yep. Another one, Frank Foster, always putting out albums independently. Mm-hmm. Probably to me the highest successful independent artist out of Louisiana that did it on his own and refuses to sign.
Yeah.
He's kind of the Kojo of Louisiana, but you know.
Right.
Yeah. I agree, man, and there's nothing wrong with the whole EP route, because a lot of guys want to put. Man. A lot of guys want to put the EPs out because a lot of times it's financially better to produce 3 or 4 songs. And
you're putting out multiple songs at a time.
Yeah.
You know, it just takes more time to do that. And right now we've been working really hard in order to get that whole album out. Because like I said, I think I got 4 songs out now. Born a Good Time.
Yep, Born a Good Time.
Gold Everything Buckled. I Couldn't Have, and Gold Buckle Dreams. Yep. So I've almost got a whole EP worth of songs out already. So by the time we drop this album, we're going to have more music out on top of the album. You know, it's going to be like 6 surprise songs that people have never heard.
Exactly, and that's the beauty of it, you know, and being able to do that. Because, like you mentioned, if you put out a few singles here and there, then all of a sudden you go in the studio, record 2 of them, and then throw all that in a 5-song EP. Well, you have 3 songs that's been, or in your case, 4 songs that's already been out that people are, So I think it's a wise move, man.
I found, because of finance reasons, we waited to put out another single, and it sucks because we were riding on that high of Gold Buckle Dreams, right? And then we just kind of dropped off and I think we waited too long to release another single, and so we kind of lost our relevance. I think the biggest part of the music industry is staying relevant. I feel like Tristan Merez,
dude, he's
has done
killing
a very
it.
good job of that.
Killing it.
He's releasing music so consistently, and John Wolfe is another guy that does that a lot. He releases so much material just so frequently that he stays relevant, and he's created a following that way. And John Wolfe just released a new album. But anyway, man, we're really gonna start trying to stay more relevant and kind of being out there and staying fresh.
Well, dude, you definitely have the songs for it, and you mentioned about how the relevance. I look at it as you have, in my eyes, you've evolved to a totally different, more, okay, he's here, this is the real deal. From when Gold Buckle Dreams and all, now you can see with Shooting for the Moon, and then now this new one, like, you're here, you're you're not.
Yeah.
That's how I look at it.
I don't plan on slowing down.
But yeah, dude, it's definitely something that I think is gonna be, I guess I won't say help you down the road in your career to see, like, I'm glad it happened that way, but I think it's the best way it could have happened, if that makes any sense.
Yeah, man, everything happens for a reason. I'm not mad. I'm just saying, like, for the future.
Oh yeah.
Our goal is to stay more relevant. We found a great studio now, and even after the album releases, we plan on going back and recording some more music, man. I've probably got 3 full albums worth of music right now that I can't even release.
Well, that's a good problem to have.
I mean, I know it is, but I'm just saying, I have so much music, whenever I went to narrow it down to 10 songs,
had to be
on
hard.
This album, I was like, holy crap, that's
had to be
not
hard.
near as many songs as I thought.
Yeah.
So.
Well, man, that definitely had to be hard, because just the ones that you've played for me and I've heard, like, I could sit and listen to that all nonstop, like every one. I was just amazed. It's like, man, this, because it just, you have the gift of not having a like particular, he can only do this, he can only sing this type of song. Right. You can come and sing a rock and roll type coming at you, then you turn right around with your vocals and sing a ballad and come high and low. So you really amaze me at that, especially at live and acoustically, which is something that is lost a lot in the industry now, because everybody can do a good studio. I can go in the studio and sound good with the editing going. I mean, that's how I sound good right now on this podcast. I edit all this.
Yeah.
But to do it live, man, that's a talent, true God-given talent. So it's good to see you put up the old bull rope, and now you're using the 6-string and doing, wonders with the gifts God gave you, man.
Yeah, thank you, man. I appreciate that.
Well, buddy, I appreciate you taking a few minutes to talk a little bit about all this successfulness you have going on with this music and the new song, and we continue to push all the stuff you have, man. And like I said, you guys can listen to Shooting for the Moon, like I mentioned, is 25 on the charts right now, on our chart, and the video's up on our website page. And of course, you can always go and listen to the other brand new one, which will eventually be making its way to the chart as well. After it catches it has to catch up to its baby brother right now, because Shooting for the Moon is destroying it with the streams. But definitely check out all his music. Check out the website, CadenGillardMusic.com, and go watch a show, and you'll know what we're talking about when I say this music. In the words of Caden Gillard, the world ain't ready for this. But man, I appreciate your time, and I'll let you have the floor for any kind of sayings or anything you want to mention before we close out.
Just that I appreciate everybody's support. I'm super blessed to be able to do this, and I'm so thankful for everyone that's backed me and continues to back me, and we've got a lot of good stuff coming y'all's way, and y'all ain't ready for it.
Y'all ain't ready for it. Y'all ain't ready for Caden Gillard's new music. I'm telling y'all, Caden Gillard, everybody, the Louisiana cowboy that's trying to making the shoes of Kojo, and I believe he can do it, man. We appreciate you, brother. You have a blessed day.
You too, man.